I tell you, it's pretty windy today. Steady wind, 15-20 miles an hour. But they're saying gust up to 40 miles an hour. So I'm just going to get a little 15-20 minute ride, just talk about this bike. So, here we go. Yeah, other than the wind, is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Let's go for a short scoot. All right, Harley Davidson Street Glide, year model 2022. In a previous video when I was talking about it, the short version, I say how this is a perfect canvas. And I still believe it is a perfect canvas. You're paying premium price for the silkiest canvas you can think of. Problem is, you're paying premium price for a bike that is not equipped very well. So when you get the bike, I guarantee 9 out of 10 times, first thing people do is change their handlebar, because my original one made my wrists feel very pins and needly. Is that a word? Pins and needly? So I had to raise my elbow up higher, so I went with this 12-inch factory 47 bars. And for the most part, this bar is great, but the bar is kind of wide, you know. And then I got a cup holder because cruiser should have a cup holder according to my friend. So I got a cup holder that was kind of sort of wasting money, because the only thing I use that cup holder for is hold my cell phone, even though I have a cell phone mount on the right hand side. That's like my 5th mount that I bought for this bike, because every one I had so far, you know, almost lost my phone. But this Kimoto here, it holds my Galaxy just fine. And I have a little bit older phone, it's S21 Galaxy. This is a heavy bike, you know, 870 pounds, I believe. And with 20-30 miles an hour wind, it doesn't budge, this bike. You know, anything above 40 plus, yeah, the bike's gonna move around a little bit, but at 40 miles an hour, I used to have a Hummer, and even the Hummer would sway side to side, so it's not surprising. This bike really shouldn't be purchased by a brand new rider, you know, one who just got the license and thinking they can get a bike, so they pick the biggest and heaviest bike they can, and that's a big mistake. You know, and another mistake people have with these bikes is, you know, when you get on forums, everybody's talking about getting a bigger engine kit. And this is only a 107 with stage 1. Never got a dyno tune, no nothing. I just put a Screaming Eagle tuner on. She runs good, and I'm fine with that. I did not buy this bike to be a muscle bike. I mean, in a way it is, because it's very torquey. Doesn't have a whole lot of horsepower. It's just torquey. So the only thing I can really compare this bike to is my old car that I used to have, 1970 Chevelle. Oh man, she was powerful, fast, really fast, torquey. You know, they would just roast a brand new tire in 15-20 seconds. That might be a little over-exaggerated time frame, but you know what I mean. You can just roast the tires off in that thing. So much torque. But after about 80 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour, a little Honda Civic would beat that car. Same thing with this Street Glide here. I can go faster than a sports bike. My last sports bike I had was a Hayabusa. So it would actually take off faster than a Hayabusa because of the torque. But after that, Busa gets up to about 40-50 miles an hour, yeah, Harley got no chance whatsoever. This thing is relatively quick off the line, and once you're going, you know, bike will keep up with the traffic. You know, actually not too bad actually. It actually goes. It goes feels like heck, but she does have limitation. Not a perfect bike by no means. It's not fast, but it just begs to be ridden. You know, so I don't know how these people buy 40, 50, $60,000 CVOs and not ride their bike. Even the basic model like this, people buy it and take it to home, put it in the garage, and they don't ride it. You know, you just see it on the classified, bike's 10, 12, 15 years old, only got 4,000 miles, and that's not a good thing, folks. You buy it, you ride it. That's what it's for. Glide Johnny don't see anything below 4,000 RPM because M8 engine loves higher RPM. So once you get rid of that factory air box and go with the Screaming Eagle or whatever the choice that you have for it, it'll wake the bike up. Once you put a cam on here, it'll really wake the bike up. But again, you're still trying to make a fat pig fly, and I wouldn't do it. People getting all this big jug kit, 124, 128, 131, 135. I think there's 138, 141, 144, and I think 148. Bigger's not always better, guys. It's not tits. Ladies, I don't care if you're 5 foot tall. If you can handle a little bike, mini bike, you can ride this bike. Don't let people discourage you based on your height. I'm not tall, I'm only 5'10", but my inseam is only 30 inches. This bike does not have lowering kit. I can flat foot it with 30 inches. And I know some of you ladies, even though you're short, you got long legs. If you can reach it, you can ride it. If you do have to lower it, I wouldn't recommend it because you only got 2.5 inch travel in the rear suspension. So if you lower that by an inch, that's 1.5 inch travel. Oh man, what are you trying to do? Kill yourself? Don't do that. You're paying premium price for a bike that is supposed to be premium, but other than the name and the classic lines of this bike, there's nothing premium about it. The plastic is very scratchy plastic. The panels don't fit very well because, like I said, when I was growing up, I admired these bikes. The fit and finish on these bikes are absolutely stunning, top notch. This bike here, because I bought it during the Harley manufacturing plant freeze. So I don't know, people were starting to neglect their work, or they just didn't care anymore. Whatever the reason, the bike stopped production. They saying the parts were not available. It's not available because a lot of the parts for this motorcycle was manufactured outside of the U.S. More and more we get away from made in USA products, the difficult times we're going to have. Then COVID and all this nonsense. Yeah, how are you supposed to get parts? And you just can't keep buying Chinese parts like Amazon products. If it's a functioning part for the bike, I wouldn't recommend Amazon products. It's like having a $4,000 suit and going to Walmart for tie shopping. Don't do that, folks. Buy something that is made in the U.S. Yeah, it may cost a few dollars more, but I promise you it will be worth it. You can trust the quality most of the time, and if it fails, you're only returning to some manufacturer in the U.S. And it's much easier that way, as far as I'm concerned. If I can do anything to help this economy out, I want to help American economy. I don't want to help nobody else. Other countries got their own problems. Let them deal with it. They have governments too. But us as an American, money needs to circulate here in the U.S. We live in this beautiful country. We're always worrying about pinching pennies and let's make China more money. And that's what we're doing pretty much. So back to this bike. Oftentimes I call it a bicycle. When I came to the U.S. when I was 11 years old, I didn't speak a lick of English, so English is not my first language. But I earned my citizenship. So you can call me foreigner if you want, but I am a U.S. citizen, and I earned my citizenship. There's a criteria. You gotta wait. You gotta wait a long period of time for the application process. It took me and my mother about 8 years to become a U.S. citizen. That means there's no gap in employment histories, no nothing. You gotta pay taxes, learn the language, and you go through the testing phase, and you get your citizenship. So I don't like illegal immigrants. If my mother and I can do it, they can do it too. Go through the proper channel. Don't climb over our fence, stealing our resources, committing crime. Well, there's no other group of people I hate more than illegal immigrant. I don't care what their problem is. There's always a proper channel you can go to. Back to the Harley. Yeah, this is a great bike. It's a great bike if you're satisfied with what you got. But if you're a person that has to customize heavily or modify anything, you're not going to be happy. Very first mile you drive, first thing in your head is, oh, what I got to change this bike. Handlebar, the seats, the power output. Yeah, you want to change everything for this bike. It's not perfect. But you are paying that ridiculous premium price for the bike. If I can do this all over again, I would probably buy me a twin cam or something. But this bike, like I said, it's not ideal. Test drive was great, but yeah, that's brand new. Definitely a scoop. The top speed on this is 110 miles an hour, maybe 115. It runs out of steam there. There's no such thing as drop a gear and disappear on a Harley Davidson. Me and my old friend used to, we were just messing around on the highway. I was trying to catch up to him, so I dropped the gear. I was bouncing off the red line. So yeah, don't do that. What this bike is a cruiser. Is a tourer, so you use it for that purpose. You want to turn this into a muscle bike, 200 plus horsepower, yeah, that's great, but your bike still weighs over 800 pounds, right? It doesn't compute in my head. Yes, you can take, street glide and go to a quarter-mile track, hit it 10 seconds, maybe a little less than 10 seconds. My booster did 10.02 and a quarter factory. That's before I dropped the bike down, changed the gearing, any kind of heavy performance modification. I was able to hit 9.8. You know how many thousands you gotta spend to make this bike just to go 10 seconds? So for me, I got 32 into this bike. I gotta spend another 10 grand on top of that just so I can go 10 seconds a quarter mile. No, thank you. I can hit 10 seconds with a $6,000 used sports bike. Alright, so if I was after the speed, I would have bought a sports bike. But as I said again, if I can do this all over again, I would probably buy me a used Harley, something with a twin cam. And that'll be better. Alright, if you got any questions, leave me a comment. Whether it's good or bad,